World of Warcraft, time traveling warrior. Let's go. Here we go. Oh my god.
The story.
Did that really happen? Okay, real quick. Can I say, I'm not making fun of you. I'm not. In the age of YouTube and AI and computer-generated images and, dude, it's got to be so hard to be dumb. It's got to be such a hard time to be a dumb person, because a dumb person, it's like, I was on the internet today and I saw Bigfoot was riding a alien spaceship over the pyramids, and I saw a video about it on the fucking YouTube. And no, that was computer generated. That was not real. No, because I saw the video. It's a hard time to be dumb. Really, it is a hard time to be dumb.
The story of Broxigar, the orc that fought Sargeras, begins with shame. Broxigar Sarfang is an orc warrior who fought in the First, Second, and now Third War. During the Third War, he was ordered to protect a mountain pass with his fellow warriors. But when he was the last remaining one alive, he felt like a coward, stripped of an honorable death, and had betrayed his fellow warriors. You know, it's kind of weird. Broxigar has almost the exact same arc to his story as his brother Varrock Sarfang in the Battle for Azeroth expansion in 2019. It was just that Broxigar's story was told in a trilogy of books called The War of the Ancients, 15 years earlier in 2004.
Okay. Well, no one fucking reads books anymore, okay? It doesn't matter. It's just they can do it again, it doesn't matter, because no one has even heard that story.
And while Broxigar was reeling in shame, his war chief commanded him to investigate some strange anomaly in the Stone Talon Mountains, which was sensed by the Horde shamans. Broxigar goes to travel there with his friend, Gascal, and when they enter the mountain range, things are already looking suspicious.
Oh, fuck.
What they found stopped the two orcs in their tracks. A giant, chaotic time rift that was surging in the middle of Stone Talon Mountain.
Oh, I found one of these one time. Have you guys ever accidentally stumbled upon a chaotic, surging time rift when you're walking around the woods? I've seen a couple of these, and let me tell you, it is never a good thing. It is always a bad thing.
Mountains. The human mage Ronan and the red dragon Coriolstraws, also known...
There was this one time, dude, I was walking through this time dilation portal. It was an axe, I fell into it, and I had no idea where it went. Boom, 1933. Bro, what? Oh my god, not again.
Crassus also arrived to the rift to investigate. Within the time rift, the dragon aspect Nozdormu could be seen struggling to close the massive rift. And soon after, both parties would realize the mistake of getting too close to such an anomaly.
Oof. Not again!
He's getting sucked in. (1933) in Germany. Yeah, it's crazy. So it was actually in this time dilation portal I found my wife. It was Kathy. She was back there, and I said, Kathy, listen, this country is going to get real bad. There's going to be all this crazy dictator Nazi shit. And then she said, that sounds terrible. And so I actually brought her back with me to this time to escape those evil bad guys. I saved her life. So when I say she's an immigrant from Germany, it's actually she's an immigrant from Germany from a different time. Do you understand? And so yeah, you're welcome. Yeah, you're welcome. Yeah. I saved her. And I didn't stop them. Oh, this is the part of the story that you need to understand. Kathy, had I not taken her from that timeline back to this timeline, she would have become super duper triple omega Hitler. So the Hitler that actually happened in this timeline was nothing compared to the Hitler that she would have become. And so by actually taking her from that time back to this time, I saved us from something that it was already bad, and now it's bad. It could have been 100 times worse. Do you understand? Because I removed her out of the equation. So that is pretty much, that's why I had to do it. I had to do it.
Broxigar found himself in a land that was familiar, yet different.
Yeah.
The orc warrior wasn't really sure where he was or what was going on, but he knew he needed to find answers and report all this information back to his war chief.
Yeah.
Who goes there?
Imagine you're a night elf living in your beloved sacred night elf lands. You've never even seen or heard of an orc, and one day there's an orc running around your village. Oh my god. Oh my god. One day, a fucking orc is just walking around in your town. Your beautiful sacred night elf town. Oh my gosh.
Broxigar found himself imprisoned, gawked at by the Kaldarai, for it was the first time they ever laid eyes upon an orc. Since he traveled back 10,000 years in the past, he truly was the only orc on the planet.
Kill him.
From afar, Tyrande Whisperwind, priestess of Elune, watched in disgust at how they treated the orc. She approached the cage, offering the warrior more food and water.
I hate Tyrande. Oh my god, you're such a dumb fucking retard. Oh my god. She's so dumb.
And he explained who he was.
No.
He was Broxigar Sarfang, orcish warrior originally from Draenor, a part of the Horde and sent by War Chief Thrall.
What?
Who?
This was all just a bunch of gibberish to Tyrande at the time. She tried the question further, but Broxigar was tired of this interrogation and...
Yeah, how do they speak the same language? Because she's speaking Darnassian, and he's speaking... Oh, you know what? Here's a fun fact about the World of Warcraft universe. Every character speaks Mexican or Spanish. They all speak Spanish. And so, yeah, they all have their own language. They all have Darnassian, Orcish. But the common denominator language, everyone in the universe speaks Spanish.
And attempted to hand the bowl back to the priestess. Oh, Tyrande, watch out!
Yep.
Illidan, Arcanus' close friend and obnoxiously in love with Tyrande,
Illidan.
fired a bolt
Kill him.
of arcane energy at the orc.
Kill
He
the
thought
orc.
that he was about to attack his beloved priestess. Tyrande was pissed, explaining that Broxigar would not hurt her, and in an act of kindness, she healed his injured hand.
Oh, wow.
Broxigar respected Tyrande greatly for this, calling her an honorable shaman, because that is the only type of magic user he could really relate her to. And then they left. Broxigar Sarfang was stuck in his prison, biding his time and praying to the gods that he did not die here and would be granted one last glorious battle.
Oh.
So during this time, Kaldarai's society was at its tipping point. Queen Ajara had made a devious pact with the demon lord Sargeras, and her aristocratic highborn followers prepared to use the Well of Eternity, a giant font of power, as a portal to summon him to the world of Azeroth.
Okay, I'm noticing something in the World of Warcraft universe. Blizzard has tried so many times to make strong, empowered female characters, and every single time they end up just being incompetent and causing more problems. And I'm not saying that's a woman thing. I'm saying that's a Blizzard's portrayal of a woman thing. Does that make sense? Like, Blizzard has done a bad job of making badass female characters because they always just end up being fucking retards. Seriously, all of them, really.
But at this point, this was only rumors. There was no way our beloved queen would do something like this.
Huh.
Well, Malfurion, twin brother of Illidan and partner of Tyrande, was suspicious. Within the Emerald Dream, he could sense the Highborn meddling with dark magic, and he knew something was about to happen. He just wasn't sure what.
Okay.
When Tyrande came to him and explained Broxigar's story, he felt compelled to free the orc from his imprisonment, as he
Don't do
might
that.
be vital to uncovering the truth behind this Highborn conspiracy.
Don't
Tyrande,
do that.
Malfurion, and Illidan free Broxigar from his imprisonment, and Malfurion and Broxigar escape the city on panther mounts, to a place where Broxigar would be safe. Malfurion took him to a remote forest and had the orc touch a seemingly random tree, so that he could attune himself to the ebb and flow of nature,
Oh, wow.
transporting him to the glade of the Forest Lord, the demigod Cenarius.
Ooh.
And hey, wait, that human and that dragon are here. Are they responsible for Broxigar being transported back in time in the first place?
Hey, you mortal f***ers. No fighting in my glade.
Malfurion apologized for his new guest's transgressions and introduced him as Brox. Just Brox. Only Tyrande earned the respect to call him by his full name. But before they could figure out why these time-traveling adventurers were here and how it all falls into the puzzle of the Highborn conspiracy, they were under attack.
Uh-oh.
Demons!
Oh, no.
Suddenly, hordes of fell beasts appeared, demonic creatures that can sense and devour magic, and they found their way into the glade. But Broxigar had nothing to fight them with. Cenarius commanded the orc to find a branch the size of a weapon, and with help
Okay.
from Malfurion, all three of the glade defenders channeled their energy and focus into the branch,
It's a big
creating
axe,
the
right?
perfect weapon Brox desired, made of solid oak. It was the
Oh, wow.
perfect axe. Balanced, lightweight, and sharper than any weapon forged by a mortal. It was the axe of Cenarius.
Holy
and
shit.
with it, armies of demons would fall in Brox's wake.
Oh, my God. He's a killing machine.
With the axe of Cenarius, Broxigar became the bane of the Legion's existence. During the War of the Ancients, the truth of Queen Ajara and her Highborn colluding with the Legion was
She's a
revealed
psycho
to by
bitch.
all, and Broxigar fought side by side with the Kaldorei resistance. Thousands of demons were cut down by Broxigar in the War of the Ancients, and during that time, he grew fonder of his newfound allies. He fought alongside the human mage Ronan, he defended Malfurion while he explored the Emerald Dream, and he
Oh, wow.
even worked with the
Hold up. How is Ronan 10,000 years old? Because if Ronan fought in the War of the Ancients, and then 10,000 years later, there's Ronan in Dalaran, AFK in Dalaran, he's not? Well, he has to be. Otherwise, like, did he time travel himself or what? I don't know what his deal is.
Druid and Crassus to sneak into the den of Deathwing to steal the powerful
time traveled.
artifact
Okay.
called the Dragon Soul. And
Okay.
during this mission, Broxigar gets the absolute shit beaten out of him by a bunch of goblins. Let's gloss over that part of history. Flash forward to the final
Okay.
cinematic battle during the war near the Well of Eternity, where things are just utterly insane. You got
Oh my
armies
God.
of demons pouring out of the portal, demigods fighting and dying in the name of Azeroth, every race on the planet uniting to fight back this invasion. Dragons
Woohoo.
they're just flying around everywhere. It's crazy. Broxigar was strong, but at the end of the day, he was just a warrior who, quite frankly, was not particularly useful in a war like this. But that's when it hit him. The opportunity he had been looking for.
Oh. Do it. Do it.
A glorious death with meaning.
Do
A
it.
sacrifice to save Azeroth.
Oh, wow. Going at it. Oh, wow.
Broxigar just kept killing and killing and killing. Not a single demon passed through the portal on his rampage. These hellish creatures shuddered in fear at his war cry, and he stood on a pile of his massacred foes. His slaughter was unending until...
Until what? We need to buy the DLC.
Such a pity.
Despite the words, there was certainly no pity in the terrible voice thundering in his head. A vast shadow blanketed the orc.
Such a pity to waste such a delicious ability for carnage.
With a strained roar, Broxigar managed to right himself. The axe came spinning around.
Gandy, thank you,
A
man.
resounding
Thank you,
bellow
bro.
of outrage deafened the injured warrior. Through what remained of his good eye, Broxigar caught sight of a titanic, horned figure in molten black armor, whose
Oh my
thick
God.
mane and beard appeared to be composed of wildly dancing flames.
Who
orc
is
could
it?
not make out this giant's features well enough, yet
probably
somehow
the
he
Lich
knew
King.
them both to be wondrously perfect and terribly awful at the same time. Then the Titan raised one arm, and in it, Broxigar beheld a long, wicked sword, the upper half whose blade had been broken off. What
Oh my
remained
God.
was jagged and still very capable of slaying. Through broken teeth, the orc began a death chant. The dagger-tipped blade impaled him, bursting through his spine. Broxigar's body quivered uncontrollably, and the light in his eyes dimmed. The axe slipped from
Then
his
what?
limp fingers. And with a sigh, the orc at last joined his comrades from the past.
Or did he? Did he?
Broxigar's sacrifice was not in
Oh, he
vain.
did. He
He
did.
had held back the demonic horde, and the wound he inflicted on Sargeras distracted the Dark Titan just long enough for Malfurion to blow up the Well of Eternity, ending
wow.
the War of the Ancients and sundering the world into what we know today. That might not sound like a victory,
Yeah.
but it's better than a full-scale demonic takeover.
I don't know. The demons might be cool. Oh, damn,
Somehow,
there it is.
someway, Broxigar's axe washed upon the shores, and Ronan gave it to Corielstraws, who returned back to the modern day and disguised himself as an orc shaman and took the axe to War Chief Thrall in Orgrimmar. He told the war chief that they should sing songs about Broxigar the Red's achievements, how he slayed countless demons, sacrificed himself for the greater good, saved the entire world, and wounded the Dark Titan Sargeras.
Oh, damn.
Thrall was taken aback, but before he could question this strange orcish shaman further, he had disappeared.
Goodbye.
Within orcish culture, there are prestigious shout songs called the Loch Vanods, which praise the achievements of fallen warriors, and Broxigar the Red was more than deserving of such an honor. The Night Elves also built an entire orcish statue to honor Broxigar the Red.
Hold up. Is that statue in Darnassus? I'm pretty sure that there's not an orc statue in Darnassus. I'm like positive there is not an orc statue. Yes, bro, I don't think that there is. I don't think so.
And Brox has barely shown up or has really been mentioned in all of World of Warcraft's history. Certain characters, like his brother, mention him in passing, and he does show up in a flashback scene in Legion covering Illidan's story. It's weird
Yeah.
though, because during these quests, he's super nice to Illidan, despite in the book, both of them being pretty staunch rivals. Also
Yep.
in Legion, when players travel to Argus, the Krokul there say that they witnessed Broxigar's last stand, and had erected a shrine adorned with his boots, shoulder pad, and necklace. And finally,
damn.
his Star Wars Jedi ghost appears in the Orcish Heritage Armor questline. Broxigar's weapon, the Axe of Cenarius, was later given to his half-niece Thura, who used the axe to help free Malfurion from the Emerald
Based
Nightmare in the
Orcish
Stormrage
queen.
novel. And she'd only actually show up in-game 13 years later in the Dragonflight expansion. And I must say, it's an absolute crime that this axe was not made an artifact weapon in Legion. I have no idea how that didn't happen. But
It's
I
too
digress.
legendary.
Broxigar is such an over-the-top, ridiculously badass character whose legacy was probably totally unknown to any casual fans of the Warcraft universe. This might be by design. You know, Broxigar is very cool, he's very strong, he's very badass, but he's like really, really, really strong for being just an orc with a cool axe.
Yeah.
He's not empowered or anything. He's just an
He's just a
orc
guy.
and he's got a a really well-made axe, and that's pretty much it. But now, hopefully, you understand his glorious legacy. Except for that time he got his ass beaten by goblins. Yeah, that part was kind of embarrassing.
Amazing. There's another really good Platinum video. Dude, super good, super good, super good. Platinum makes very good videos. Everyone go like, upvote, all of that. Okay?